Hey everyone, welcome to the Leader Lab. This is Leadership Shorts, quick thoughts to level up your leadership. I am Chad Wright, the founder of Forward Partners. I am joined by the infinitely talented Emily Deal, our creative storytelling guru. What are we doing today?
Today we're talking about one of my favorite quotes, and said by Dolly Parton, who's also equally amazing.
Okay, I got to tell you before we get into this quote, my brother's going to be really mad because he thinks he owns Dolly fandom, basically. Like he thinks he's fan number one.
He has to share.
Anytime we post Dolly quotes, he literally messages me. He's like, "Don't you talk about my Dolly?"
Well, I find them all the time, and I'm like, she has wisdom to share.
She does.
So
yes. So what's Dolly
good.
got for us today?
So, it's about purpose, and you love purpose.
Yeah.
We all do. So,
Yeah.
find out who you are and do it on purpose.
I could dissect this quote for days.
I know.
First of all, find out who you are. Like really figure that out, and then go be that on
Do
purpose.
it on purpose.
Be it intentionally, right? So let's talk about this from leadership terms, like in a leadership perspective. So when we think about the idea of find out who you are, one of the biggest keys to leadership is self-awareness.
Right.
It is really understanding both the good, and we do this a lot in our personality workshops. Here's the good. Here's the stuff that's not quite as good, right?
Right. And sometimes that screams at us a little more, but
it's a little
good
loud.
It's good to see the not balance, but like
Yeah.
the both sides,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it is, because then you can, I think what's interesting, and when we do these workshops for personality, like with Enneagram, with StrengthsFinder, by the way, we made it 3 episodes without mentioning Enneagram. There we go. I think that's a plus for us. That's a win. When we do these workshops, it's one of the things I tell people all the time is seeing the good and the bad is not an excuse to be the worst version of you. It's an opportunity to be the best version, to choose that.
Yeah.
Once we understand our skills, the things we're great at, and the potential inside us.
Identifying that, yeah.
Yeah, once we see that and know that and really embrace it, now we can choose to be a healthy leader. We can choose on purpose to do that.
Yeah, waking up that morning and seeing, what could be for your day, what could be for, the week, and going on from there, and just
and that opportunity is there for all of us.
Right.
But so few of us actually take advantage of it. We just get up, we unintentionally move into our day, and then the results of that day are also very unintentional. Versus saying, I'm going to get up, here's what a healthy version of me looks like. I'm going to choose that. I'm going to go be that, because a healthy version of us yields a certain impact. And that's really what we're after, right? And I think you as we've done personality work together, as you've been a part of this company, we've kind of progressed, like you have really started to embrace this, right?
100%. I think that when I took the, before I even started working, right, you were like, here, take these things. And I was like, these are horrible questions
like,
that I don't want to answer. And everyone has the same thought. They're like going through and they're like, I don't have an answer to these.
Yeah.
Just have to pick the best one and move along. And then I found out that this is like an instruction manual you get for your personality. And it's like, here's how it works. And then you have to go through the whole, like, how do they know me so well? How does this make so much sense? Right? Like, okay, so cool. I'm an Enneagram 2.
Yeah.
And now I am.
You're the consummate helper, right?
Every time I say help now, I'm like, yeah, that's my personality. That's who I am.
But here's the interesting part about this is with the Dolly quote, do it on purpose, right? There is now, you go, oh man, ingrained in me is a natural outward focus. How do I help? And you did that very unintentionally for most of your life, right? Like you're running around helping everybody. I love watching you in public spaces because I can just see the radar. Oh, that person needs a door open. That person needs somebody to help them carry something. Like I just see
their
it in
hands
action,
are
right?
full. They need help carrying their groceries. They need whatever it is. Yeah, and I think I wasn't even as aware of it before,
right?
And I am more
you just
now.
Naturally did it.
And I think the on purpose part is the choosing to do it because it's the right thing to do, not just. How do I say that? Like choosing to making that choice intentionally.
Yes, making it conscious.
Right.
But the other side of this is choosing a healthier version of us. And that's the intentional piece, right? Because now when you help, you're coming from a place of health. Whereas before, like a lot of helpers, a lot of twos, it is
the scoreboard.
I'm going to help literally everyone. It is the scoreboard, but I'm helping everyone. I'm not doing anything to help myself.
Yeah.
And so you're helping from a very unhealthy place. And so there is now intentionality, right? When you show up to help, you're going, I have the capacity to do this. I have the bandwidth to do this because I've been investing in myself. And I think that's the the biggest change is that intentionality of I'm helping me so I can help others.
Right.
And that's where you're seeing a lot of benefit. I think I can just see that change.
Yeah, I can feel it for sure.
That's really true of all of us as leaders, with this quote of how do we embrace who we are, embrace the things we're incredibly good at.
Yeah.
Move in that direction and choose very intentionally, like, am I going to be healthy today? Am I going to show up as that? And what impact will that yield? Because ultimately we're always having an impact. And it's all down to which version of us shows up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting that together, Dolly.
Dolly does a lot of things incredibly well. And so one of these days, we're going to have her on a podcast.
Yes.
We're going to, maybe our next show that we've already kind of talked through, we're going to have her, we're going to interview her. Dolly, if you're watching, hit us up. Where could Dolly hit us up? Let's say Dolly had a leadership question.
I'm sure she does.
And was like, you know what? I bet Chad and Emily could help.
We can help her.
Where would she email that question
She would email it to lab@forwardpartners.net.
Perfect. Or she would just text you personally, hopefully, right?
Clearly.
Of course.
She has my number.
lab@forwardpartners.net. If you guys have questions, we love talking through listener questions from the YouTube show, from the podcast. Send us those Leader Lab questions to lab@forwardpartners.net. If you want more content, more free thoughts on leadership to kind of level up your leadership, where do they go on the socials?
Yeah, @forwardpartner.
@forwardpartner, no S, just
No S.
Forward Partner. Emily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Danny, thank you for producing. Wilco Workspaces, thank you for this lovely facility and partnering with us on this podcast. How do we end this?
Keep moving forward.
This is the seams. Keep moving. Look at the camera when you say it, right?
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. We'll see you next time on the Leader Lab.